Good afternoon, everybody. I hope you're doing well today. Welcome in. Let me go ahead. I'm going to pull my presentation up here for you guys. Okay. So, welcome in, everybody. I hope you're doing well today. My name is Alex Irizarry. I operate on the customer success team here at InsuredMine. With me today is Jitendra Gupta. He is going to be helping us out with the eSignature demo today. Hi, Jitendra. How are you?
Hey, Alex, I'm doing great. And what about you?
I'm doing quite well. I'm excited to get into this.
Yes,
So
perfect.
we will give a couple minutes for people to jump in here and join. In the meantime, we will take a look at our slides just to give you a bit of an agenda. We'll take a look at the slides here, then we'll dive into a demo of the eSign module during that time. If anybody has any questions, you're more than welcome to post those in the chat or using the Q&A feature that is part of the webinar. We will do our best to answer all of the related questions during the call live. For anything that we can't answer or for anything that requires additional follow-up, we will direct you to connect with your dedicated CSM or with the support team for further assistance. With that said, I think we'll give it another 2 minutes here. We'll start at 1:03. Give another minute here for people to jump in. I think. Yeah, I think let's just go ahead and get started here. We got a pretty decent group. So I'm going to go ahead and dive right in. As I mentioned, for anybody that just joined us, today's session, we are going to be covering the eSignature module within the InsuredMine platform. I'm going to walk us through a couple slides here to set the scene, and then I'm going to turn it over to Jitendra, who is going to be leading our demo today. Bit of an agenda. I'll go through my slides here. We'll have the live demo during that time. If you guys have any questions, feel free to post them in chat. We'll also allot a little bit of time at the end for additional questions. But with that said, what we're going to dive into is the eSignature module and some of the benefits of managing your eSign requests directly through the InsuredMine platform. The first one that we want to highlight is very key. Using eSignature through InsuredMine rather than a third-party partner would enable you the ability to manage the entire prospecting process from the initial lead into InsuredMine to closing directly from the InsuredMine platform. All of your communications, all of your activities with those clients will live here in InsuredMine. And when it's time to send out the signed documents, you can process that directly from either the eSign module, the account, or the pipeline card, as we'll show you here a little bit later today. In addition to that, because we're managing everything from InsuredMine directly, it's also cost effective. You do not need to subscribe to another service. In addition to that, the eSign suite, the entire module, all the features that you will see in today's call are included in your monthly InsuredMine subscription. There is no additional cost required to use any of the eSign features that we're going to look at on this call. Another key highlight that I want to mention is the ability to share these documents with your AMS. For the majority of the companies that we integrate with, we're talking about AMS 360, Applied Epic, Nexture, any of these agency management systems, we can actually send the completed and signed documents directly from InsuredMine into the AMS with a simple click of the button. So just like all of your other activities and the events that you're mapping in InsuredMine, your e-signed documents, your completed signed documents can be shared with the AMS very easily as well. Okay. Those are kind of three key points. There's a lot more benefit to using InsuredMine's e-sign module, which we're going to take a look at here in a second by going through the demo with Jitendra. So with that said, let's go ahead and take a look at eSign and InsuredMine. Jitendra, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. You can go ahead and start sharing yours and take over from here.
Yeah, thank you, Alex.
Mm-hmm.
So hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. So as Alex mentioned, we're going to quickly go into the platform and check what we do, how we do, and how we can make eSignature an easier place so that you can have everything at one place. Like one platform serves you with everything. So once you can see my screen, if you can just confirm me that.
I can see it now.
Perfect. Okay. So when you log into your profile, this is where you land in, which is our dashboard, right? So most of the people have their landing page as the dashboard. So if you quickly scroll down to your left, right, if you scroll down, we have this module called eSignature. So when you come to this module, eSignature, you see how eSignatures look like, right? This is how the structure looks like, where you see all kind of, completed, all in process and drafted. For those who log into InsuredMine but unable to see this particular module, eSignature, I would ask to reach them to their admin and ask them for this particular module access. Once they have the access, they will have what I see on my screen. So let's have a quick walkthrough, what it does, how it can be useful, and from which module we can send eSignature. So when you click on the eSignature module, you see few of the drop-downs like all, completed, in process, drafted, declined, undelivered, scheduled, canceled, and for me. So these are the structure which you see. Like if you have all of your eSignature thing you want to check in, you can click on all. Similarly, if you want to check for completed, in progress, drafted, you can specify that particular tab and check into. Now, why we need for me? So this tab is specially for you. So if somebody is sending an e-signature for you to sign, that will be popping up here. Now, having said that, we also have an option called agent signature, right? We have my signature, we have agent signature. Here, you will be able to see all the works which are done by your fellow agents or the CSR or any other member except you. So everyone's e-signature and sending will be visible out here. So that was a quick note how to check and how to look. Now, when you send an e-signature, before sending an e-signature, you should have few of the settings corrected right. So if you click on the three dots, you have first option you get is reminder setting. So reminder setting helps you to send reminder to your client whom you have sent e-signature. And if they are not signing it, you can repeat it and you can select after 2 days, it will be triggering a reminder notification for that particular client. Similarly, we have a redirect setting, right? So this is specially utilized by the agency to put in their company URL to make sure it looks authentic. So anyone who signs the e-signature, after signing it, he or she will be redirected to the agency website URL, making sure things becomes a little authentic while you see. The third option we have is the sender setting. which email you want to use while sending the e-signature. When you select agent email, it is the work email through which you have logged in. If you want to have like different email, if you want to select any other email, you can select your email and click on enter. Once you do that, it will completely go ahead and help you to create a new email, custom email, through which you're going to be sending your e-signature. Once that's done, the next option we have is the document setting, right? So don't get confused by return single document or return separate document. Return single document specifies, let's suppose you are uploading 5 different pages while sending an e-signature, and you have selected return single document. So when the client signs it, it will return as a one particular PDF document inside which all the 5 pages will be visible. Return as a separate document, what it will do is that if you send 5 different pages, it will bring back the 5 different pages as a PDF. It will not combine all the 5 pages as one page. So this is the minor difference we have. Now we have got this new, which says task settings. So whenever you are creating an e-signature for anyone, if you want to add a task for the agent or for any assignee of the card, you can select it and create a particular task for him or her to get this done. And the last option we have is the archive list. So by mistakenly, if you delete something or something happened, you can always go to the archive list and bring that particular e-signature back. So that option you also get right here. So this was the basic, setup, what we should be doing, what we look at, and how things work. Now the next option we have right here is a template, right? So all this time, what we were doing is that we were having a PDF file, we were uploading it, and we were sending the particular e-signature. Now we have the opportunity to create a template. How we can create a template? So let's drag and drop the file. So this template, right, has to be something which you use always. So anybody buys a flood policy with you, regardless of the carrier, you want to send this document for signing. So something which is static in nature document, you can create a template for yourself and you can keep it to make sure you can send it to them any time of the day you want. So when we create a template, it asks for recipient role, whom you are sending and who is the person. So let's suppose I want to send it to my client. So I click on client, I click on add, and then I click on next. Once I click on next, it will show me the places what I want and which data field should be mapped. So let's suppose for the client, I want the signature here. I want the name to be printed out here. And for the agent, the signature will be here. And you have the option, either you can create it, or if you want to, create something, you can do it this way, or you can also write it right here. Right. So you see the signature is out here. Now quickly, let's give a date, client sign date, and my sign date. Right. So once this is done, you can click on next. Now it shows the subject line, right? So let's give a subject, happy to do business with you, and I click on save template. Now, once I click here, right? Once I click here, you will see I have created a template which says happy to do business with you, and it's always with me. So you can create a template which you can send in the future or anytime, which is predefined. Also, if you want to send the e-signature from the e-signature module, you can click on sign document. And once you click on sign document, this page pops up. So one important thing every should keep in mind while doing e-signature, whenever you upload a document, the size of the document should not be more than 10 megabytes. So the e-signature document should be not more than 10 megabytes, but could be less than 10 megabytes. So just make sure you keep that in mind while signing it. Now I uploaded the document. Now, what are the options we see in this page? Contact and account. So if you want to send this particular e-signature to any one of your account, like I have one called Hakuna Matata. So you can select the account. If you want to select the contact, you can search for the contact and select it as per your necessity, right? Now, if you want, right, we have two options. If you are the signer of the document, you don't need to add an agent. Let's suppose you are an agent and you want to send an e-signature for your admin to sign. So you can select from the agent who should be signing it and you can click on add. Once done, you can click on next, right? And when you come to this particular place, same thing happens. You just need to put down the signature field, the name field, and the date when it should be signed up, right? Similarly, the admin agent is going to sign this document. So I will be putting this, the sign date, and it's ready to be sent. You give a subject line and any message you want to. Now we have this CC option. Let's suppose you were sending an email between two person, but you want any other person to be notified about the email which is happening. So what you can do is that you can simply type down their email so that whenever you send an email, they are notified. Right now. And once done, you can click on enter and you can click on next. If I click on next, this email will go right away. We also have the opportunity to schedule this message for any time in later future. So if you want to, create a document today and want it to send it tomorrow or day after tomorrow or any day as per your time, you can select it right here. So for the timing, I will send this document and let's see what happens. Right. So you see, when you send this document, you see the title of the document, you see the name of the document, and here you see the recipients who are going to be signing this document. So you see Alex gonna signing it, and the next person would be the admin Jitendra. Now you can also view a document, you can see the timeline. If you want, you can cancel the e-signature as well. So if you are making any mistake, you want to make sure this e-signature is cancelled, you can click on the cancel e-signature click. The next option we have is the rename the document title. So if you click on it, it says if you want to change something, you can change it right here. And this will be reflecting to the other person who is signing this document. Keep in mind, once the document is signed, rename document title and cancel e-signature does not work, right? So Alex, can you just quickly sign the document which I send it over?
You want to go ahead and refresh your screen on your end? I just signed it on mine.
Perfect. And do you have any questions in the meantime?
I haven't seen any questions come through. Remember, everybody, if you do have any questions, if there's anything you'd like us to elaborate on further, feel free to post those in chat or use the Q&A feature as part of the webinar.
Great. So I have sent this document. Alex signed it. I myself signed it. So you see, it says complete. Now, to make sure this document is authenticated, like I've heard, like how we can make sure, what's happening and how to know. So you see the document was sent, the document was viewed by both the parties. Then one party has legally, accepted the terms and conditions of the document and they signed it. Similarly, I've accepted the terms and conditions of the document and I have signed it, and this document shows as complete. Now, when you open up the document, right, which came into after signing, this document does not only visible under e-signature. So if you remember, I sent it to an account name called Hakuna Matata. So let's open up this account and check what's exactly happening. Right? If you come here, you see, we got the e-signature completed from the eSignature module, but it also reflects under account of that particular contact whom you send the eSignature to. Now, we can say that every time while sending eSignature, do we always need to visit the eSignature module to send the eSignature? So for that, my answer is no. Now, agencies have the opportunity to directly add a file here. And once you add a file, you have these three dots, right? You can click on the three dots and you have the option says send for eSignature. So once you click from the account level or from the contact level, it brings you directly here. Now, when it brings you here, if you see the account or contact name is pre-selected because you went to the contact level and then you selected this particular option to send the e-signature. That way, one click for you will be less by adding account or contact. You can directly go ahead and add the agent and get your e-signature ready to be sent out. Now, there's two interesting parts when you send e-signature. On the very top, you will see agent as the last signer and I am the only signer. So when I talk about I am the only signer, right? So we know the agent or the admin of that agency only needs to sign the document. But when I talk about agent as the last signer, what will happen is that first the document will go to your like customer or the client. Once the client accept the terms and conditions and sign the particular e-signature document, then the document goes to your inbox, which is the agent who is selected here. Then the document goes to the agent's email. Then when the agent signs it, then only the document is marked as one. So that way we can also schedule an email where you want the e-signature to be coming you after the client has particularly, completed the e-signature documentation. Now, these are the basic features of e-signature document, how to do that, from which places we can do it. It's like accounts, we can do it from contact. So these are the places always exist.
Let me pause you right there real quick. We did have a couple questions that came through.
Yeah.
The first one from Rachel asks, does this work on life insurance documents? Not sure if this applies, was the question. This would work on any documentation that you need to upload. The only stipulation is that it's a PDF file, right? It's the only file type compatible with our eSign right now. But for any of your needs, you can take matching form fields, as Jitendra showed in the earlier demo. We also have unique text box fields as well, which you can use to add custom response options. There's check boxes that you could use. So you would have the ability to customize that document to your needs. I think Rachel also has to follow up that it has to be loaded into the files. No, you can upload it here in the signed document section. The feature that Jitendra was showing earlier is if you wanted to start from the account or contact level, there is an option for a file you've already uploaded to send that out for eSign. But if you've not previously uploaded it, you can just come directly into the eSign module, click Sign Document, and upload it there. Hopefully that answers Rachel's question. I also have a question from Ron. He says, my IM e-signature does not have my signatures or agent signatures buttons. That option is limited based off of the access level that you have. So if you are not set up as an admin like Jitendra's is, you're not going to see my signature or agent signature. You would just see yours. If you have admin access, make sure you are currently signed in to the admin view. You may be looking at it from the agent view, which explains why you won't be able to see that option. Got a couple more questions coming in. Let me go ahead.
Okay. So even I would like to pause for a moment. I showed you two different places, right? And just to make sure nobody is confused in this webinar, is that we can add a file, right? We can add a file. We can directly come to eSignature and add a file and send it to your clients. I was talking about what if that file already exists at the account level, right? If you already have a file existing, you can use that file to send the e-signature from your account or contact module. If you do not have the file, you can come here and upload it under the e-signature. And the interesting part will be, it will not only make sure that it goes to your like particular file part, but also syncs to your AMS, which could be NowSearch, AMS 360, or let's say QQ, whatever you use, it will go there as well. So you just need to make sure you use InsuredMine, one place where everything comes into and gets stored in your AMS platforms. So you don't have to do double entry work, and nobody has to, look into if things are getting assigned to that particular contact or account. Now, this was a small theory how we can do it. But with time, what we have done is that we have got this e-signature module out of contact, account, e-signature. We have put it under pipeline. Now, let's suppose you have a pipeline, right? You have a new business pipeline from prospect till closing, everything happens here. Now I will quickly, I know that whenever things happens, like I get a prospect, I contact him, I do the quoting, I send the quoting. Now, after I send the quoting, when he or she is interested, I want to send something, a predefined e-signature. So if you remember, at the very first step, I showed you how to create an e-signature template, which is a predefined template for you, which you can use every time when you're sending same thing for e-signature. So let's see how we can create our automations around it. So click on the three dots, go to pipeline automations. And once you come here, you can select any of the stages where you are sending the e-signature to. Now I have a stage which says e-signature. Now I will click on add new automation. Once I do that, I have this option called e-signature. I already have a template which I created. I will select that template. Now I can have actions, what I want. Two actions I have, one says move, the other says copy. Now, whenever the e-signature is sent to your client, once the e-signature is returned back to you, after signing the document will move either to a different pipeline if you want, that could be done, or it could be moved to the same pipeline to a different stage. So for this scenario, what I have done is that I've selected the predefined template, I've selected the move automation, and I'm moving it from one pipeline to a different stage, which is from e-sign stage to the close stage once it is signed. And I want to make sure, the automation of the same stage runs and stops when the card moves to the second stage. And I click on save. Now, once that is done, you see a e-signature automation is up. Now, what I will do is that I can move a card from here and directly put in there. That way it will work. Or if you want to create a card right in this pipeline, because all the steps are completed and you want this particular card to take all of this particular action and say the e-signature for you. So let's select Alex.
And while you're setting up that card, there are a few more questions I want to make sure we answer live before we get too much further.
Yeah.
I did see a question earlier about, I think Tiffany asked about how to delete a pending e-sign request or a draft request. Next to the edit button in e-sign, there should be a trash can option. Simply click on that trash can. As long as it's not already been completed or signed, there should be an archive button that you can select in order to remove that from the system. So you see that archive next to all of the action buttons. I also have a question I think I see from Holly. Since we're back in eSign, this is a good time to mention it. Holly, you mentioned you don't see your name under the agent option. It's just branch account and the agency principal. Jatinder talked about that a little bit earlier. If you are the individual sending the document, you do not need to select yourself as a separate agent. The eSign process already accounts for you as a potential signee. When you go to the third step for adding the, if you go to the third step for adding the fields, in that section, there will be a drop-down menu where you can select from your clientele, your prospect, and there's a second drop-down for me as the agent right now. That would be where you add your own individual fields. Tiffany, if you're saying you don't have a trash can icon, that might be something that's restricted by the admin on your account. They may have restricted that access. You might want to follow up with them to review that further.
Right. So what Alex says that I'll just have a quick look. So if you want that somebody else is signing this document, then only you select that particular agent's name, or else you don't have to select anything if you are the signee of the document. Just make sure of that. Right. And if you just move to the next part, you see if I'm not adding any agent, it says me and it says Alexia. So it's the agent, which is you, and it's the client for whom you are sending the e-signature. So don't be confused here, but it's very interesting. Okay. So Alex, do we have any questions more?
I don't think we have any other questions at the moment. As I said before, if anybody else has anything they want to follow up on, just go ahead and add them in the chat. And we'll do our best to address them live. If it's something unrelated or if we need to follow up on it, you can talk with your dedicated CSM or contact the support team using that live chat button. But for now, Jitendra, I'll let you get back into the demo.
Perfect. So as I was saying, like we are not restricted to any of the modules. Now we have got pipeline from where through automations, we're going to send you the document which you always send for e-sign, a specific set of documents. It could be any of the cards. You can drag and drop it. That option exists, as you already know. Or you can create a card right here. To show you, what I have done is that I've created a deal card under Alex's name. And what you see here is that automation, which I have already scheduled prior creating the deal card, is active now. So Alex, can you just quickly check your email and see if you have received any like e-signature document?
Yep, I got another one right here that I'm going to submit on my end. And all done. Just signed it.
All perfect. So before I move from this page, as I said, like I have sent an e-signature document, and the next option I did was making sure once the document is signed, this particular document should move from this stage to the next stage, which we have called closed. This will be happening through automation without manual interruption. So I'll quickly give a quick refresh. And as you already confirmed, Alex, that you have signed the document, the deal card should be under closed. So you see right here, it says closed. Now we have questions like, like if we do it from the pipeline, does it goes to the account level or does it goes to the e-signature module or not? So let's have a quick check what exactly happens if you send a predefined e-signature document to your client. So you see right here, one document which I sent at the very beginning. This one I didn't send, but I drafted it to make sure, if I have to edit, I can do it later. And this is the one which I sent through our pipeline automation. So anything which is sent for e-signature, whether it's from deal card, whether it's from account, contact, or from e-signature module itself, it will always show under the account and under e-signature drop down, so that you know what are the documents going out and what are the documents coming in. Now let's see how does the document look like whenever somebody signs the document. So this was my original document. This is what I sent. Now, when the document is getting signed and when it's come back to InsuredMine or to your agency, it has an audit trail. Now, this audit trails tell you the name of the document, the time when it was sent, when it was viewed, and when it was signed, along with the IP address, which we track to make sure, the authentic person is signing it. So we have everything right under the document so that you can cross-check it and send anyone who uses e-signature and wants to validate if it was an original signature done by the client. So you can show them this particular document and they will be, legally bound to understand this is an authentic document. Now, and this document also will be showing up under eSignature. So like I said, if somebody has access to this particular module, or if somebody has access to your account module, now they don't need to worry. They will see everything at one place. And the interesting part is everything syncs to your AMS, Agency Management System, regardless of anything. It's AMS 360, Epic, NowSearch, HotSoft, anything you use, it will be syncing right there. And also, as I showed you, there will be a deal card movement. If you sign the e-signature document, it will go to the next particular stage as well. So this is how e-signature works in InsuredMine, and this is how our agencies are using it. So the main questions I hear these days are, do we need an e-signature or do we need any other application to send e-signature? My answer to it is no. Now we do not need any other applications like DocuSign or etc. We have, if you have InsuredMine, InsuredMine gives you the opportunity to use the e-signature, which looks as good as real, and it could be not only be kept in the InsuredMine, but also moves to your agency management system with just one particular click. Now that was all about, understanding how we are sending it, how things are happening. Now we have this option which says reporting, right? Under reporting, if you go, you can have a quick look of the documents. How does it work? So you see, in the time range which I've selected is last 60 days. I can make it last month, or I can make it this month, whatever the time range I want, I can make it. And once I make it, I can see this month how many documents were sent by me, right? My signature. And if you want to check overall as an agent, you can surely click on agent signature and everything will be showing up. Who has sent the signature, what was the status, how many was declined, how many were drafted. And from here itself, you can directly go and check what they have sent, how does the document look like, and how does the e-signature look like, right? So we have everything right under one place and under one particular platform to help you see things, identify things, and get things organized. Also, we have these small features. If you want to search for any documents, we have the option here. And the very last option is your filtration option. So if you want to filter it, regardless of the small drop downs, you can filter it by year itself, filter it by created date, or by the assigning agent who is looking into it. Now, I'm not sure, like everybody who is using InsuredMine does use any payment option. So we have integration with, Stripe, EasyPay. If you have those options, while sending the e-signature, we give the opportunity to ask for a payment as well. So this I will not show you much, but I will just quickly show you how you can ask for a payment while sending an e-signature. Everything remains the same. The PDF file has to be a 10 MB file, not more than that. It should be a PDF option, not any other XYZ file format. Once that is loaded, you just select your agent or the contact who is going to be signing this particular document. Now, once this is done, and when you go to the next particular option, right? So if you have your payment connected, you will have the option right here. And once you copy and paste that field, so whenever they click on it, they will be redirected to your URL, which is a payment gateway, and they can do the payment right from there. So that opportunity still you have it if your payment module is connected with you. So Alexa, that was all about the e-signature module and what and how we can do. Do you have any more questions in the chat?
I haven't seen any other questions come up. Guys, if you have any other questions, if there's anything else you'd like to see Jatinder elaborate on maybe a little bit more, please feel free to post those questions in the chat or in the Q&A. I'll be happy to answer those live.
Or anything you want me to test right away, because we have 15 minutes early we are. So you can ask me, I can just quickly give you a quick demo of any e-signature you want to check what you practice or what your agency wants, so that you can have it live on this webinar and practice it when you get back.
Let's see. Ron, if you're having issues with the pipelines loading, I would recommend either refreshing your portal or clearing your cache and trying again. If you're still having issues, reach out to the support team using that live chat button and they'll be able to assist. I think Anesh is posting a question under Epic. They have an appetite tab with list of states. They have all the carriers available in that state. Are those correct for each state? Chris, I'm not sure I follow your question. That may be something you should follow up offline with your CSM or with the support team to review. We do bring in all those carriers into InsuredMine from your AMS, and you can track them in the carrier tab. But if you have any other questions or there's something that we can help you with, if something doesn't appear accurate in your portal, I would recommend getting in touch with support. And then Tiffany is asking, is there any Accord forms already in the system that we can pull from? I have not seen that option. No, there's nothing that's going to be preloaded into the system. You would need to upload those files into InsuredMine. Again, that's an example of something you could use as a template for future use in sendings. You could draft all of the necessary fields, the general client versus agent responsibilities on that document, and send it out that way. But there's nothing preloaded into the system in that regard. Does anybody else have any questions at the moment? And Jatinder, what I'll do is actually I'll switch back over to my screen for the presentation real quick. Go pull this back up. Okay. I don't see anything else in the chat at the moment. Skip those. So we've got no more questions at the moment. Then I have a couple more slides I want to show you guys. Oh, actually, I see something in Q&A. Can we use this on paper signature requirements? Rachel, I'm not quite sure I follow. If you do have a signed document already that you've signed in person or that you've actually sent out, you could always upload that directly into files as a PDF if you scan a digital copy of it. Likewise, if you have, let's just say I have my documentation that I already need, you could upload that into InsuredMine for signature as well, just as long as it's in PDF format. Yeah, if you have the handwritten signature, you would just upload that as a file into InsuredMine. Because the e-sign is for getting that digital signature, right? If you need the physical signature, print out a copy of that document, have them sign it, and then scan it into your system and upload that into the files in InsuredMine, so that it's visible there with all your other documents. Hopefully that answers your question, Rachel. Okay. So, yeah, just here, last few slides. I did want to make sure I mentioned the InsuredMine Academy. For everybody that has not already taken the course, we do have agent and admin certification courses within the InsuredMine Learning Academy. These cover some of our most utilized modules, the pipelines, engagement, reporting analytics, as well as eSignature. So if you want a bit more of an overview of some of the basics of those modules, you can take the learning course here. It's about an hour's worth of video material and quizzes. But they're a great resource to help you get a better understanding of the basics of each of those modules. In addition to that, you can use this QR code to register for upcoming webinars. We do these every other week with a different topic each session. Sometimes we'll have guest speakers on with us. Sometimes we'll cover a specific module like we did today. And we also tend to do bi-monthly sessions for all of our InsuredMine updates and feature releases. So if you're interested in attending an upcoming session, you can scan this QR code and register directly from our website. The last one I will mention is webinar feedback. If you are enjoying these sessions, if there's a specific topic you want to see covered, or even if you'd be interested in joining us on a future session, I would love to hear your feedback here. It's a quick form. I think it's only 10 or so questions at most. But if you could provide us with that feedback, it helps us improve these sessions to make them more relevant to you guys, and it may help get a topic you're looking to have covered on one of our future agendas. Other than that, I thank you guys so much for your time today. We'll give you about 15 minutes of your day back. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Jitendra, thank you so much for leading the demo today. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your time.
Thank you, Alex, and thank you everyone for joining this.
Bye, everybody. Have a great one.